Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus on-feet video of the Nike Hypervenom Phatal in the Hyper Blue, Volt, and Black colorway. Now inside the box, all you get are the shoes themselves. They do not come with any extras. So let me get these out of the box really quickly. And for those of you wondering where are the videos on the new Nike Spring colorways, they're on the way. I currently have several of them on the way. The new Maestri colorway, the new Legends, the new Hypervenoms, as well as the two new Mercurial colorways. I should have the majority of them by the end of this week, if not early next week, so stay tuned for those. In the meantime, though, I had access to some of the newer colorways of the Hypervenom Phatal, the first takedown model in the Hypervenom line. And normally I don't do revisits of takedown models as far as colorway updates are concerned, but this is a shoe I haven't showcased since the original launch in the black and orange colors, and it's actually a really good shoe that I thought deserved another highlight on the channel, if you will. Enough people really like this, and I thought that I would, again, kind of just make an updated video, an updated unboxing plus on feet, I guess. Just kind of highlighting the shoe, giving you a look at the newer colorways. And if you guys have any other suggestions for other takedown models you'd like to see me revisit and re-highlight on the channel, again, leave your suggestions down below in the comments. I'm always open to hearing what you guys want to see as far as content is concerned and producing videos based on those suggestions. So as far as what the Hypervenom Phatal is all about, like I just said, I don't really consider this shoe a takedown model. And the reason why that is because it has its own high quality synthetic material that is exclusive to the Hypervenom Phatal, and it has a sole plate and stud pattern that is pretty much identical to what you're going to find on that top end Hypervenom Phantom. So there really isn't much of a loss of quality going from that top end model, which retails around $200, to the Hypervenom Phatal, which retails for significantly less, $120. And of course you can get them for less if you're not buying the latest and greatest colorway. And if you guys are interested in purchasing a pair of these, I will have a link in the description that'll show you all the colorways available at all of the best prices, so be sure to go ahead and check that out. So as far as what you get for your $120, if you are of course paying retail, you get a one-piece synthetic upper. It's not exactly one piece, you can see there's fused elements over top, but for the most part the area that's making contact with the ball is pretty seamless, and it is what Nike calls a Mirage synthetic, and like I mentioned, it's exclusive to the Hypervenom Phatal. It is ultra thin. It's paper thin. I would say it's the thinnest synthetic that Nike currently is producing, even thinner than the Tasian synthetic found on the top end Nike Mercurial Vapor 9. And it's probably going to compare best to that type of shoe. And that's really where I think that the Hypervenom Phatal kind of fills a gap that a lot of people don't realize that it actually fills. If you're one of those people that likes the Mercurial Vapor 9, might not necessarily have the budget for it, or might not necessarily be in love with that bladed stud pattern, it is slightly unusual with the two studs in the heel, and you want something that's going to be a little bit more normal as far as stud patterns go, like what you're going to find on the Hypervenom line, then this is a great alternative to that top end Vapor 9 for pretty much half the price. The Mirage synthetic is really high quality. You can see it doesn't have that same texturing as what you're going to find on the top end Hypervenom Phantom, or the artificial texturing that's applied to the takedown Felon model that, again, really doesn't serve any purpose other than visuals. It's a little bit smooth. There is somewhat of a texturing that you guys can see. Essentially, it's just a support frame on the inside that does have these little oval shaped perforations, and then there's a thin layer of fused on material over top, but it makes for an incredibly thin, a paper thin synthetic, I would say, that provides a really high quality barefoot sensation when making touches on the ball. So again, if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to the top end Vapor 9, the Hypervenom Phatal is a fantastic option overall. Other than that, it has pretty much most of the same elements as the top-end Phantom model. The exact same lacing system, they're pushed ever so slightly to the side. That same X1.1 last, a lower cut in the heel area, a synthetic leather liner with a decent amount of padding. You got your internal plastic insert in the heel counter area. As far as the insole is concerned, it's fully removable, and again, pretty much identical to what you're going to find on the top-end Phantom. Mesh liner on top, one single layer of foam and perforations throughout, and like I mentioned with the sole plate and stud pattern, it's identical to what you're going to find on the top end Hypervenom Phantom. The stud plate itself is made from P-backs, whereas the sole plate is made from a glass nylon material, so it provides a really nice rigid feel, a more responsive feel when you're running. It may feel a little bit stiff and awkward at first, but give it some break-in time, and it's actually one of those sole plates that feels really, really good and nice and responsive while still maintaining a nice lightweight construction. Then of course the stud pattern is loosely based off of what you're going to find from the Mercurials, but with the conical studs, more of the studs in fact, it does make for, in my opinion, a more stable, more normal sensation when you're actually using them, and I think more people would enjoy this stud pattern over the Mercurial stud pattern, especially if you're not playing on premium fields all the time. So that's pretty much it as far as all the tech specs are concerned, and move on next to a quick weigh-in so you can see how lightweight these guys are. Given that the Phatal is a takedown model of the top-end Phantom, you would expect them to weigh a little bit more, but that's actually not the case. So for the sake of comparison, I actually grabbed a pair of Hypervenom Phantoms to weigh in side by side with the Phatal. Keep in mind that these are not only the same colorway, they're also both in brand new condition and also both a size 9 US. So this is a very, very fair and very even comparison. So we'll start off with the top-end Phantom. We'll throw it on the scale, and you can see that these guys weigh in at 6.9 ounces, so very, very lightweight, exactly what you would expect from something that is categorized or labeled as a speed boot. So we'll take that off the scale, and we'll throw on the Hypervenom Phatal, and you can see that these guys weigh in at exactly the same 6.9 ounces. So whether you go for the Phatal or the Phantom, they're really not going to differentiate from each other when it comes to weight. They're both going to provide an ultra lightweight feel on feet, and because they both have such a high quality fit about them, like I said, they have that nice one-to-one, almost weightless type of experience when you're wearing them. So again, if you're deciding between both of these two shoes based on weight, don't, because they weigh exactly the same thing. So with that being said, let's move on next to a quick on feet portion to the video so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit and what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the Phatals on feet. And in terms of overall fit and comfort, this is a shoe that better compares to the Nike Mercurial Vapor 9 than it does to the Hypervenom Phantom. The Hypervenom Phantom has that soft, ultra-flexible, sock-like Nike skin upper that feels pretty much unlike anything else out there on the market, whereas the Hypervenom Phatal has a much tighter, closer to the foot feel. The material is very, very thin, so for that reason it is pretty flexible, but for the most part it doesn't have that natural softness which is what you're going to get from the top-end Phantom. So again, it compares more similarly to that of the Vapor 9. And if you're looking for a premium barefoot feel at a pretty affordable price, again, the Hypervenom Phatal is probably one of the best options currently out there on the market. Now, in terms of the overall fit, it is a tighter fit. It has that same X1.1 last as the top-end Phantom model. And for the most part, I would say it's a slightly tighter fitting shoe. It's not particularly wide, so if you do have excessively wide feet, this isn't going to be the best option, but I would say it is a touch wider than what you're going to get from the Mercurial line, especially the top-end Vapor 9 and the Mercurial Veloce. So for the most part, if you want something, again, like the Mercurial, but it's going to be a touch wider, this is definitely going to be the boot for you. In terms of sizing, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US, and the fit and length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would definitely recommend going true to size. Alright guys, that is it for my unboxing of the Hypervenom Phatal. It's a great shoe regardless of whether or not you consider it a takedown model or not. The Mirage synthetic upper is ultra thin, provides a nice high quality barefoot touch on the ball. The fit is what you would expect from a high-end, lightweight synthetic soccer shoe. And of course you get that top-end Hypervenom Phantom sole plate and stud pattern, which in my opinion performs extremely well and is one of my personal favorites to play in terms of overall performance. So again, if you're interested in more details on the overall performance, be sure to check out the full written review on my website, linked down below in the description of this video. Also on that page you will find buy it now links with the best prices online, including exclusive SR4U coupon codes, allowing you to pick these up below the $120 retail in a variety of colorways. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to support it with a like. And if you have any questions or suggestions, be sure to leave those down below in the comments. I definitely will get an answer out to you. Other than that though, subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.